Well, it looks like tensions have reached the boiling point within the UK. You kind of feel what's coming our way as a nation right now. You really, really do. Just an hour ago, of course, we spoke about, of course, what happened in court and what is happening with regard to the Bell Hotel in Epping, and that, of course, the Labour government managed to fight another day and managed to win their sort of appeal so they can keep illegal migrants in the hotel going forward. Now, we are expecting tonight a lot of protests going to be erupting, not just at the Bell Hotel, but in various points across the UK, outside other hotels, and all of these kind of things, which, again, it's been coming, and yeah, I feel like this is really getting to a point where we could see potentially a UK civil war. We've literally seen the UK establishment, of course, go against its people, which is absolutely bonkers and is absolutely wild. However, whilst that is set to be imminent, we do turn to our heads towards another part of Essex, and this time into Basildon, where police are now hunting for two men after an act of vandalism on a local Islamic centre late last night. Now, the incident took place at the South Essex Islamic Trust building on High Road in Vance shortly after 11 o'clock on Thursday evening. According to Essex Police, the building was targeted with spray paint, leaving behind offensive, quote-unquote, graffiti that has caused outrage among local residents and community leaders. Authorities say two men were spotted in the area around the time of the incident, and descriptions have been released as a part of their urgent appeal for witnesses. The first suspect is described to be a white male, believed to be in his 30s, of a muscular build and sporting a moustache. He is also wearing black trousers and a grey sleeveless Lonsdale jumper. The second suspect is also described as white, approximately 6'3", a slim build, and was seen wearing grey shorts, a grey hoodie, black socks and white trainers. Now, this is where the photographs of the vandalism, if you want to call it that, have surfaced on social media, and of course we are going to be taking a little look at it. So here is the Islamic Centre in question, and one of the as you can see, one of the bits of graffiti says "This is England," Red Cross. The next one, of course, just says "Christ is King" on the side of the building. And then you can see another one here with the St. George's Cross on the building, just outside as well. And then as well, again, Christ is King on the side of the building. So, again, this is the graffiti in question. I'm interested to see what people's thoughts are on this down in the old comment section below. But let's get to the statement. Before that, many residents have also voiced concerns about tensions in the area, urging for calm and unity in the wake of this in particular incident and everything that's kind of happening in the UK. However, in a statement, an Essex police spokesperson said, "We received a report that a building had been damaged in Vange at around 11:10 p.m. on Thursday the 28th of August, and it was reported that spray paint had been used on the South Essex Islamic Trust building on High Road. Two men were seen in the area at the time. We are appealing to anyone with information, CCTV or dash cam footage to come forward." They've also stated that at this stage there has been no arrests made and officers are continuing their inquiries. The vandalism is being treated as criminal damage and the investigation remains ongoing. So yeah, that's kind of what we got with regard to it, those sort of four images. But you can see, as I said, things are reaching boiling point. Tensions are reaching boiling point within the United Kingdom. And again, this is something that we've seen. And I must say, you shouldn't be vandalizing anyone's buildings, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe that's the way to be heard. And this kind of situation, of course, gives the movement like Raise the Colours, it gives the left the ammunition that they want so they can get the sort of headline. Look, Red Cross over the Islamic Centre, then of course people can go, well, every single Red Cross that you see spray painted around the United Kingdom is then going to be seen as, you know, far right, as they're going to say. I do really appreciate the Raise the Colour movement. It's something that has been fantastic, but yeah, probably, well, you probably should stay away from sort of vandalizing buildings and places of worship and all of those kind of things. Now, JD Vance has actually been speaking about the Raise the Colour movement, and again, he's been in full support of it, which is really, really good to see. JD Vance said, push back against crazies offended by the English St. George's flag. So JD Vance has been watching from a little while away, as we reported to you this morning on British Stand, but JD Vance has gave his support to the British people that are currently a part of this Raise the Colour movement, which has seen widespread attention in the UK, but globally as well. But yeah, guys, let's get into the live chat. Tell me what you think of this in particular incident, and do let me know your thoughts on Epping as well. What do you make of Epping and what we've been seeing after this ruling, if you want to see? Yeah, this is what he said. JD Vance endorses viral Raise the Colours operation and calls for Brits to push back those offended by a flag. The fight back is ramping up. So yeah, JD Vance is telling Brits to push back against the crazies offended by the flag. Oh yeah, there you go.
Controversial and patriotic. Some in that country see it as a sign of protest. America and vice versa. You know, some.
I like JD Vance. He's some guy. Really, really is some guy. It's good. Speaks a lot of sense. Speaks a hell of a lot of sense. Right, let's get into the live chat. Let's see what people are saying with regard to this in particular incident and what is going to be coming forward within the United Kingdom. Tony Hutchings says, we all British citizens have now been told that migrants, illegal or otherwise, are more of a priority than us in our own country. This government have walked into the situation knowingly. Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see things happen now. We're going to see things happen tonight. That's just going to happen naturally. We're going to see all the things that are going to start to erupt in Epping. But not just Epping. I'm hearing that a lot of the hotels where these protests have been taking place over the last couple of weeks are all going to see a congregation over tonight and tomorrow of people coming together and, of course, showing their distaste and hate towards the government. The government have said it themselves that the illegal migrants or asylum seekers' rights come ahead of ordinary British citizens' rights, and it's in the public interest to look after the asylum seekers rather than, of course, the British citizens, which has irked many. Bar Stewart says, the Americans are doing more for us than the people we pay fat salaries to work for us. Because that's not their agenda. You know, in the UK, that's not their agenda. They don't want all this stuff. You know, it's all a part of the bigger picture of what they're actually trying to do. You know, research what the Democrats were trying to do in the United States before the Republicans came in. The European idea, you know, they don't want to stop this illegal invasion. But the Americans are, you know, have sense. You know, the people in power have sense. They got the Republicans. They're actually, you know, they're actually going to be calling this BS out, which is why the European countries absolutely hate it. Because if Kamala had got in, then they would be going the same way right now, and the whole world agenda would be great for those on the far left. No matter what come the 13th, please remember to keep peaceful, point out infiltrators and agitators for our children, and this is our country. Yes, and JD Vance would be willing to step in as a president if anything happened to Donald Trump. That was another headline that I was reading this morning as well. It's reassuring that Trump and JD Vance can see the harm this odious government is doing to our country. Cynthia says, Vance works for crazy. He is hated in the USA. He can't sort out his own country. I mean, I see a lot of good things about JD Vance come up. You know, he takes a lot of good interest into Europe as well. I'm sick of these old people saying we are British and we play the rules when it comes to international law. Another protest tomorrow in Falkirk, outside Labour's local council office. They're just going to keep on coming, and especially after today, they're going to get even crazier. They're going to get even bigger. They're going to get even louder, and people are really, really going to try and push back on this Labour government. Rebellion is coming. Government will pay a aggressive antagonist for September 13th to paint us as the far right. This is not going to end well. Yeah, well, that's already in the playbook. We always see that play out time and time again. You know, we know the links that Stand Up to Racism or all these mobs have with the government. And, you know, that's no secret. But the way to do it is be very, very peaceful. As stated, I think not boozing is always a good thing. I think when people have had a bit of a drink, they can sometimes act in a bit of a crazy way. So it's important that people aren't bevying at this celebration. That is what it is, really, a celebration of free speech. But yeah, guys, that's it for this one. I'm expecting to see some stuff, of course, erupt outside Epping a little bit later on today and other hotels across the country. So we will be on standby for that. But guys, as always, do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, get involved in the comment section below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.